Welcome everyone to the Greater Boston Food Bank's annual Chain of Giving. I'm Catherine D'Amato, the President and CEO, and this is our 11th year of inviting friends and family and donors and procurement specialists and volunteers and member agencies that all make the food bank go in ways that I can't even begin to share. You got that? Good. I'd like to welcome Governor Baker, who's joining us for his first time at Chain of Giving, and to Mayor Walsh, who's been with us before. So maybe, Mayor Walsh, you could give him some turkey tips.
I will.
Okay, that'd be good. That'd be good. And I also want to welcome who I just saw, Attorney General Maura Healey, who's been with us before. Thank you for joining us as well. Treasurer Deb Goldberg, Secretary of Education Jim Heiser, and Jeffrey McHugh, our Commissioner of the Department of Transitional Assistance. Also want to welcome members of the legislature throughout the Boston area, Senator Sal DiDomenico, Senator Linda Dorsina-Fori, Representative Chris Walsh, Representative Claire Cronin, and Representative Jay Livingstone. Lastly, for Chain of Giving, we have Mayor Medford Stephanie Burke. We also have Joyce Linehan, Chief of Policy for the City of Boston, and Boston City Councilors Bill Linehan and Matt O'Malley. So welcome everybody. Our gathering today literally forms a chain of giving, which reminds us that ending hunger across Eastern Massachusetts and throughout our Commonwealth requires a collective action. No one program, no one organization, no one person can ensure that a hungry child remains hungry. Throughout our 550 member agencies, Greater Boston Food Bank serves roughly about 90,000 people a week who eat something that comes from this fantastic warehouse. It's our goal to provide one healthy meal a day to every person in need throughout the 190 cities and towns of Eastern Massachusetts. Today, 1 in 10 people in Eastern Mass are at risk of hunger, and throughout our state, that number's a little bit worse, 1 in 9. We've shown some slight improvement in the area of food security, which I'm pleased about, but we still have a lot of work to do. We recognize that SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, is a key part of that. And in Massachusetts, we're very much standing with the administration to work to close this so-called SNAP gap. Another program that's deeply vital to the Greater Boston Food Bank and our food bank partners across the Commonwealth is what we call MEFAP, the Massachusetts Emergency Food Assistance Program. It funds $17 million to purchase high nutritious quality food, and in such supports our farmers throughout the state and supports our businesses and manufacturers of food. We have been very grateful to the state and to the legislature to support this. There's no question that hunger is an issue of public health and food security as well. We know that if you don't have enough food or the right food, it can contribute to chronic diseases. Research indicates food insecurity can also lead to illness and in turn to higher healthcare costs. So MEFAP is a very important part of our work. We want to thank Governor Baker and his administration, and also to Commissioner McHugh for helping close this SNAP gap. We need help from many people, individuals, from our corporations, and of course, our food donors, which is a big part of why we're here today. There's a truckload of turkeys that you're gonna unload. You're gonna feel really good about this. You're gonna go home and say, I did this today.
Only thing I did today.
That's it, that's right. So, but what I want to share with you when you think about how much turkey we're going to be distributing, this is one of 20 truckloads that has either already come or will continue to come over the next few weeks. So we're going to distribute about 120,000 turkeys and chickens. Now this would not be possible without the generous donation from our food donors and food procurement partners. Let me name them. I want to assure you, we love you all. This is only because it's alphabetical. BJ's Wholesale Club, Big Y Foods, Broccoli Associates, CNS Wholesale Grocers, Hannaford Supermarkets, MEFAP Funding, Price Right, Roach Brothers, Shaw's Supermarket and Stars Market, the Stop and Shop Supermarket Company, USDA, Walmart, and Wegman Food Markets. All of them have donated. We also want to recognize 2 individual turkey donors. They're Coach Brad and Tracy Stevens and the Goldberg family. I'd also like to thank the Pioneer Valley Growers Association out in Western Massachusetts. It's a agricultural cooperative, and they gave this beautiful display here today of Massachusetts grown seasonal produce. So in addition to our turkey distribution, we also kick off our holiday meal drive, which will try to reach 9 million healthy meals this time of year. It runs from now through the end of December. So I'd encourage you to organize a team, whether it be at work or your family. This is much like running a race or bicycling. Get folks involved, have them pledge together to make a difference. And now it's my sincere pleasure to bring to the podium Mayor Marty Walsh. We've been working with the Mayor's Office of Food Initiatives to raise awareness about the city's program known as Bounty Bucks. It doubles the amount of SNAP recipients and how much they can spend at their local farmers market. So 35% of the food that leaves this warehouse, which is about 58 million pounds this year, is fresh produce. This is a very big and important part of our distribution. And Bounty Bucks aligns with our goal to increase that produce for everyone in need. It's a partnership we're very proud of. Please welcome Mayor Walsh.
Thank you very much, Catherine. And I want to thank everyone for being here today. This truly is a very good day. As the governor yelled out, one of the only things we do today, this is one of the things that we do that we truly appreciate. And thank all the volunteers that are here today. I also want to recognize Tim McCarthy, City Councilor Tim McCarthy, who's here today, ready to work. He has his work clothes on. Next to Matt O'Malley, he's ready to go. I want to thank the governor for his support, and certainly the Attorney General Maura Healey, the Treasurer Deb Goldberg, all the other elected officials that are here today. Thank you very much for being here today. I want to give a couple shout outs. One is to Thomas King, who is one of our chief volunteers over here, 10-year-old. Thank you, Thomas, for your great work. I also want to thank I see the New England Revolution is here. Thank you for your support. I see Bob Sweeney from the Boston Bruins here. Thank you. Holly Bruce from the Highland Foundation and so many other foundations and support here. Thank you very much for everything you do. It really is a way to kick off the holiday season and to be supporter of the Greater Boston Food Bank. Very special people here, compassionate people here, who never stop giving and never stop reaching out for people to support people. As Catherine said, you know, the need might have dropped a little bit, but as you leave here today and you head home or you head to work and you drive down any road, you just look on the corner somewhere and you see somebody in need. And you know, we want a place where all of us are working together, the Attorney General, the Governor, myself, the Treasurer, to find, make sure that society, we don't have the needs out there. But unfortunately, we're going to continue these needs. And what you do here is helping us, helping everybody in Eastern Massachusetts, making sure they have at least one meal a day. And when Catherine talked about that, just take a minute to think about that. Take a minute to think about making sure that we provide people in Massachusetts with one meal a day. And I often think about myself. When we wake up this morning, get a chance to go down to the kitchen, this afternoon have lunch somewhere, this evening have a dinner somewhere, and how fortunate I am as an individual. And we need to make sure that we continue to pass along what we can to help people, because it is the season of giving. But the Greater Boston Food Bank doesn't just do it during the holidays, they do it every single day of the year. So I want to thank them. Last year they distributed over 54 million pounds of food. Food that was fruit, nutrition, food that help people stay alive and their families. So I want to thank them for that as well. We know that healthy food remains out of reach for too many families, so we need to continue to make sure that we make it more predictable where somebody's next meal is going to come from. Like you all say at the Greater Boston Food Bank, hunger hurts, and it certainly does. So it's just an honor for me to be here today, to be part of this special day. And again, I want to thank the Food Bank for the work they do every single day of the year. Because many of us are here today because we're unloading the truck for turkeys. Thanksgiving's in a couple weeks. We're here to do the thing. This truck pulls in every day. So we need to make sure, so when it comes to January, February, March, and April, those of you that, all of our companies out there, if you can think maybe to stay in connection with the food bank to say, how can we help you February 10th, when the cameras aren't there and the politicians aren't there. So I want to thank you for your support. Catherine, thank you very much.
It's my sincere pleasure to ask our next guest to come forward and speak. And I think that at this time and this day, we all need to stand together and be together and do the best we can to move forward. But we have deep appreciation for this administration and how they look at and care about folks in our Commonwealth, whether it be from looking at the opioid addiction or education or food insecurity issues. So please welcome our governor, Charlie Baker.
So Catherine already gave you all the good stats and all the great details, and the mayor did the shout out to pretty much everybody who's here, so I'm pretty much completed here. Although I do want to give a shout out to Lon Povich, who's our chief counsel, who has been deeply involved with this organization for a really long time. And to just build a little bit on what Catherine just said, I generally speaking don't get around to looking at my calendar until either very late the night before or early the morning of, because if I actually look at it in advance and I go through it, I get really depressed. So I try to just look at it one day at a time. And when I looked at my calendar last night after I got home, I looked at it, I thought, wow, I get to do something that's annual, that's collaborative, that's positive, that's community-oriented, and is sort of a wonderful kickoff to this season of Thanksgiving. And I just want to say on behalf of all of us in public life how much I really appreciate the fact that this event is happening today. It's a really nice antidote to a very tough and complicated couple of months. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Governor. Many of you have been with us for many, many years. I know I've been here 20 years and I can't believe it. I was just 12 when I came. But I'd like to just now move to what we call the Nally Award, and some of you will remember Betsy and Dan Nally or have been involved or seen the story about these two remarkable young kids from Westwood that began a turkey drive. And I remember them coming here when they were very little. 6 and 8 years old, Betsy and Danny, bringing their first turkeys. They were able to get Jim Perdue to drive a tractor trailer down their street, ironically called Partridge Lane, right, and donate, but then created this incredible organization called Turkeys for America. But in such, what we've been able to do with their enormous efforts as young people and throughout the last 20 years is to really pull together the fact that young people matter and that they have and can make a difference. So we have today want to recognize the Nally Award winner, which is a young person who purposefully acts to end hunger in their community. So please welcome Dan Nally.
Oh, it's incredible to be here, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Governor. Thank you very much. As Catherine said, each year it gets better and better, and TJ this year is no exception. This year's award goes to Thomas James King. TJ is 10 years old, is a 5th grader at the Park Street Elementary School right here in Boston. Come on up, TJ. TJ first learned about the issue of hunger in 3rd grade, and it's something he became incredibly passionate about. And if you read TJ's essay at the time, with very nice handwriting, I might add, one line that stood out, and it really captures everything that the food bank and that TJ's all about, is he says, just as there's a hero in every movie, there's a hero in the fight against hunger, and that hero is the Greater Boston Food Bank. I think TJ nailed it with those words. He may steal the line there, sorry. If you watch what TJ's done since then, he's created this blog online, Eat, Give, Live. Let's bump up that subscriber count on YouTube. And he creates these fun videos. In a day and age where things in the media can get a little bit depressing at times, it's fun to watch these videos, whether he's out putting and reviewing a course in Quincy. Spoiler alert, takes a couple putts before it goes in. Or if he's reviewing pancakes up in New Hampshire, which, spoiler alert there, you're going to want to go with the real instead of the fake maple syrup, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't do the fake maple syrup up there. But again, each of these videos, it's such a fun reminder that the future's incredibly bright in this country, and that TJ's leading the charge, and that the best part is all this directs traffic back to the Greater Boston Food Bank. And so TJ, thrilled to have you here. Congratulations again, and keep going forward.
I just want to say I am so happy to get this award. I just can't believe it. I mean, I just started this food blog, and I was so, I don't know how to explain it. I was just like so happy to do it, and then I didn't expect that I would get this reward. I mean, it's so amazing, all the people, and amazing how I can't believe this. It's unbelievable. It's the food blog. I go to the restaurants and I just review, and I really want to support the Greater Boston Food Bank, because all they do for the hungry people on the streets, all they do for everybody, who has that feeling of hunger in their stomach, they benefit them, they save their food, they give it to them, they provide meals for them. It's amazing. All these people that need food, they're so hungry, and it's amazing how we never really had that feeling. When we do have that feeling, we just go to our cupboard and we get food. But they can't do that. They have to ask. And you know what the Greater Boston Food Bank, they solve that. They go to them and they give them food. They make them, and they put a smile on their faces that they can have food, and that they're not the lower class. They're not just because they can't have food doesn't mean we're better than them. It shows that they're as great as us. They have as big as a heart as us. And the Greater Boston Food Bank has a huge heart by giving them all the food. It's so kind, and I really want to support them. That's why I started this food blog, and I really just want it to go bigger. So so more people can donate, so people can know about it. And yeah, thank you.
I got it. Okay, there you go. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. Thank you to Dan and Betsy, and thank you, TJ. So Dan, I just have one thing to say to you. When I first met you, I said to the board, I know what my succession plan is. It's Dan now, but forget it. It's TJ. You have a job, right? Right. So thanks for inspiring us all. We're going to ask you now to get to the sort of physical activity of our program. We're going to ask you, for those who've been here, you sort of know the drill, to line up in sort of two parallel lines. There's blue tape on the floor of the warehouse that you can follow, and together we're going to experience some collective action. And as our governor said, we're going to do something.